Okay, folks, I am more excited about this than just about anything that's happening this morning, so indulge me. F1 opened this weekend, delivering a huge box office debut that signals a major step forward for Apple as it deepens its investment in theatrical releases. Joining us right now is the man behind this film and so many others that you know. He is a legend. Jerry Bruckheimer is the producer of F1 and other legendary films like Pirates of the Caribbean, Top Gun. We could be here all morning long, Jerry, if I did the list. But it is so great to see you this morning, and we're thrilled to have you on the broadcast. Congratulations on the Open.
Well, thank you. I'm really thrilled to be with you this morning. It's an amazing weekend for us to have this kind of success on a movie that is not a sequel. And it's a tough business, and the fact that we got this one open in a big way, it's Brad Pitt's biggest opening ever.
So take us back to the beginning of this, because this was not a foregone conclusion. There was nothing preordained about the success of this film or even that it would ever even be greenlit.
Well, what's interesting about it is our tracking was terrible. We were going to open to $30 million. As we opened to 144, and that's as of yesterday, and I think it might even go up over last night. We weren't down as much as they thought we were going to be down on Sunday. But this is a 4-year process for us to get this movie made, and the fact that F1 leaned in and said, yeah, please join us, be one of our teams. We were the 11th team on the grid. For anybody who doesn't know anything about F1, there are 10 teams, 2 drivers to each team. We became the 11th team. What's interesting about F1 is your teammate is also your competitor, so that creates great drama for us.
And how did this film come about, and how did you get to Apple? And I'm curious actually how you felt about being with Apple as opposed to maybe one of the more traditional studios these days as we think about streamers and versus being, in the theaters, out of the theaters, all that.
Well, what happened is Joe Kosinski, who directed Top Gun for us, came to me and said, I got this idea to do an F1 movie, because he'd been watching Drive to Survive on Netflix. And they focus on the last place teams. So we figured that's an interesting entry into this world. So he had met Lewis Hamilton, who is a 7-time world champion in F1, Sir Lewis Hamilton, and we had a conversation with him. We met him for lunch, and he said, I'll help you with this movie, and became a producer on the film. Then we went to Brad Pitt and said, Brad, here's what we have. Here's the idea. We have the same writer as wrote Top Gun, Aaron Kruger, and then we pitched it to 9 different studios. And Apple was the one who really leaned in, because Joe and Brad wanted to make this for real. He wanted to be driving these cars. He didn't want to do any blue screen or the stuff that we normally do. He wanted to do the right way. So what we did is we trained him and Damson Idris, who is the second lead in the movie, for 4 months to be able to drive one of these cars. They started on a road car, then they went to open wheel cars, then they went to F4 cars, then F3, F2, and finally got into our car. Mercedes built the car for us, along with Joe helping design it. We had 15 camera positions around the car. It's the most authentic looking movie about F1 or racing ever made, because Sony created a separate camera, a smaller camera for us than what we used in Top Gun. Also, Apple took their iPhone camera, enhanced it, and put it in 2 cars in every single race on the real races. So the authenticity and the speed that we captured is amazing.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. How fast did Brad ever get, and how scared were you?
Well, Brad got to over 180 miles an hour. My happiest day was in Abu Dhabi when he climbed out of the car and he was finished. That was his unhappiest day. He wanted to keep going. He loved it.
Hey, Jerry, you mentioned that this wasn't a sequel, and you're right. It's really tough to bring out new ideas and get the studios to embrace it, and there's always a question of whether the audience will embrace it, too. Obviously, huge hit with this one. How long will it take to make a sequel to this? Because with Top Gun, it took 36 years.
Well, let's hope it's less. It depends on the audience. If they keep coming, I think Brad will lean in, and certainly we want to do it.
How do you think about streamers today versus the old school studios, all of whom are now attached to streamers, the consolidation, the back end, all of that, and whether the business is going to continue to thrive in the way it had in the past, or we should think about it very differently?
Well, there's a revolution going on, obviously, in our business with the streamers leading in. But we've been through this before. Look, the movie business was over after television came in many years ago. Nobody was going to go to the cinema. That was wrong. Then DVDs came in and VHSs, and then we were going to the end of the movie business. We're still alive. Streamers have come in, which is great for Hollywood because there's more content that we can create around the world with streamers, with studios. Look, there's so much content on the streamers. It keeps everybody busy. We can't all be in the theatrical business. We have to do both, and I do both.
Do you think long term, though, I mean, everybody's expecting consolidation, and look, you've had enormous success, and I imagine every streamer still wants to be very much in business with you and pay you at the top end of every range that exists. But it seems like it's going to be harder and harder and harder for those who are not at your level or Brad Pitt's level, no?
Well, everybody has to start somewhere. And if you build a good reputation, it's a very small town. You do a good job. You create good content. We create more stars that way. You know, streaming can create directors we want to work with, writers we want to work with, and features. And that's how the business grows.
AI, you scared of it? You excited by it?
Look at it. We've had these things before to enhance our business, and it'll help us. That's for sure. I mean, just the fact that we can create things in a cheaper way, in a better way, that's good for our business.
What does it mean for the actors and the other talent associated with it? They seem to be a little more concerned and afraid of it.
Well, there's protections built into the new contract to make sure that they're taken care of in the right way, and I think we want to do it the right way. Where you can't create something that an actor doesn't want to do because of our agreements with SAG.
Now, final question. I have kids who are 14 and 8, but the 14-year-olds, you know, getting them to sit through a full movie, 2 hours or more these days, is tough. I mean, I don't understand. Sometimes we'll be at home and I'll say, guys, watch a movie. Like, just sit and watch a movie. And, of course, they're on their phone, you know, wanting to go through TikTok. I'm desperately trying to get them off. Do you think there's a shift in the way this next generation even thinks about film? I mean, I love film. I love a great TV show. I like seeing it on a big screen. I like going to a theater. But it does seem that there's something happening generationally. And I'm curious how you think about that and what you do about it.
The film or the TV show has to be engaging and has to really capture their imagination and grab them right away. And we've done it in a really unique way with the speed of these cars. But we're great with all the bells and whistles. But this movie is emotional, it's funny, and it's romantic. It's got all those things that we love. It's great to be in an enclosed space with a group of people that are enjoying something, that are applauding, that are laughing. And we found on Sunday, we had a lot of families come to watch this movie with young kids, with older kids, because it engages them. It's exciting. It's like Rocky on steroids. It's really something that I want to see in the movie theater on the biggest screen possible because it's so much fun. It puts you inside a world you'll never be a part of and shows you how it actually works. We're in the transportation business. We transport you to another place and another time.